Hi everyone, in the last video I showed you how to integrate the get function of the LD2411s motion sensor into Home Assistant. I've developed also the set function, so at the end of this video we will be able to get the state of the motion detection variable, and also we will be able to set the 5 parameters of this sensor. As before, we're going to need two libraries, the main project library and also the custom libs library, in which I've developed a few functions in order to interact with the millimeter wave sensor mainly. We need to download both of these. Once we have downloaded both libraries, we need to open the main project one. This is, of course, a platform I/O based project. We need to include the other libraries in this way. Once we set up all the relevant information, mainly the COM which we are using, we need to set up the config.h, in which there is the SSID and our password for the network. Having done so, we can flash the firmware. Once done that, we can open the serial communication. We can see that at boot we read the parameters of the device. These are the currently applied parameters, and there are 5 parameters: maximum and minimum motion range, max and min motion range for the micro motion, and the so-called no one waiting time, which is now set to 2 seconds. We can see that we are connected to the network at this IP address, and we can see that we are detecting motion since I am in front of the device. Let's see how to integrate this data into Home Assistant. If we go into the main file, we can see that here we publish the value presence detected as on-off value. So we need to integrate this topic into Home Assistant. There are 2 ways we can do that. First one, we need to go to Settings, Device and Services, and under MQTT we can add a new MQTT device. Here we can call it living room motion detection, and we can set it as a binary sensor. We could also use a switch, but let's go with binary sensor. We don't need this. Here, with a state topic, we have to paste the exact same topic that we have specified in the code I showed you 1 second ago. The payload also needs to be exactly aligned with what we publish. So in this case, off and on. Next. And just like that, we have created our MQTT device. Here it is. Now the motion detection is on, since the device is clearly seeing me. Let's see if we can get it not to see me. It is quite sensitive. I will step away. This will go off, and then I'll come back and the sensor will be able to see me. Yeah, as you can see now, it is off. If I approach, it has seen me. Perfect. So now we have this information integrated into Home Assistant. In this way we can use it in whichever automation we want. Now we can also set the parameters, the 5 parameters. How can we do that? We can integrate the MQTT entities in another way. We can go into the file editor and into configuration.yaml. Here we are gonna scroll to the MQTT section, and we need to add the new number entities. As you can see, I have already another sensor. We need to create another 5 of these. As you can see, I specify the state topic and the state command, because Home Assistant will need to be able to read the value of the parameter with the state topic, and will also need to be able to command to set a new variable, to send down to the device a new variable, a new value to be set. So for instance, let's do the first one. We need to be very cautious with the spaces, because YAML is very finicky. So I will call this living room max motion sensor. The state topic is this, and the state command is this. Let's go back 1 second in the code. So let's keep this in mind. For instance, the state topic for the max motion range. That value needs to match the topic that I subscribe to. Home living room / max motion range / set. The same concept must be applied to the published state. So this one. Under this entity, we can specify the minimum and maximum value that Home Assistant will accept, the increase, the step increase, and the units of measurement. And we need to do this for the remaining 4 parameters. After adding the MQTT, let's say, landing points, we need to add the entities. Let's just duplicate this. Let's just reboot Home Assistant. Let's go into Settings, System, Restart Home Assistant. After reboot, if we go into Settings, Device Manager, Entities, we can see, for instance, if we search for range, we can see the 4 parameters regarding distances. If I go, for instance, here, let's start with this max motion range. We can see that the current value is 200. If I change it to 210, I can see the value has been updated to 210 centimeters. So I can update all the values, all the parameters here. For instance, let's put this to 32. I think it's an okay value. Yes, perfect. Minimum motion range, and the other values look okay. I can take these 5 parameters and put it in a card here in my dashboard. I can add a new card entities, and I can add the 5 parameters. Here are the 5 parameters, and also the presence detected binary sensor. And here is my card in my dashboard. I can change the value straight from here. For instance, let's put this to 40, and the parameter have been updated accordingly. So with these 2 libraries, it is possible to create this card which gets the value of the motion detection binary sensor, and also can set the values of the 5 parameters needed for the nominal operation of the sensor. You can find the two libraries in the description. You can download them and use them as you please. I hope you'd find them useful, and see you next time.